Hey everyone, you're with Tesla Tom, and thanks so much for joining me today on my YouTube channel where I discuss Tesla, electric vehicles, and renewable energy. If this is your first time to my channel, then hello and welcome. Take a moment to hit that red subscribe button, that way you stay informed of any new content, and it also helps my channel to grow as well. Today we're going to break down the recent price drop across all variants for the Tesla Model 3 here in Australia, and we're going to look at how you can take advantage of the New South Wales EV incentives coming up in September 2021. We're going to do that and much more right after this. Hey everyone, welcome back, and those of you who follow my channel regularly will know that in April 2021 I released a video proudly proclaiming that the Tesla Model 3 was now less than $70,000 in all states, and I was really happy about that price drop. Fast forward 3 months and today $70,000 seems very expensive for a Tesla Model 3 because the prices have dropped across the board, and we'll show you in 1 second how much they've dropped exactly. Now just to remind you, in New South Wales the EV incentives do come in September, which is only 2 months away, and just a quick recap of what that means for you. So scenario 1 covers all cars bought before the 1st of September 2021. That includes myself and anybody else who's bought an EV before the 1st of September. It means that I've paid my stamp duty, you've paid your stamp duty, but we are not subject to the road user charge post 2027. After 2027, or whenever 30% of all car sales are now electric, whichever is sooner, this falls under scenario 3, all new and used EVs. You don't have to pay stamp duty anymore, however you are subject to the road user charge, which is 2.5 cents per kilometre. So today we're really going to examine this middle column here, which is basically between 1st of September 2021 and 2027. Scenario 2 I've broken up into 3 categories, 2A, 2B and 2C. Scenario 2A is for all new electric vehicles under $68,750. No stamp duty is payable, and there is a $3,000 rebate for the first 25,000 cars in New South Wales, but it does mean that the road usage charge is payable post 2027 at 2.5 cents per kilometre. Scenario 2B is for all electric vehicles under $78,000, that's new and used. No stamp duty is payable, but the road user charge is payable past 2027 at 2.5 cents per kilometre. And scenario 2C, which is all electric vehicles higher than $78,000, stamp duty is payable, however there is no road usage charge post 2027 at 2.5 cents per kilometre. So let's take a look at scenario 2A after the 1st of September 2021 here in New South Wales. All new electric vehicles under $68,750 don't have to pay stamp duty. There is a $3,000 rebate for the first 25,000 cars. However, a road usage charge is payable past 2027 at 2.5 cents per kilometre. So let's have a look at the most affordable Tesla Model 3, which is the Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus. And by the way, the Tesla site in Australia now uses WLTP, which I think is far more accurate than NEDC, and it gives us a far more accurate real-world range. 448 kilometers is very close to what most people are experiencing with the Model 3 SR Plus, which is great. So now the Model 3 SR Plus rear-wheel drive is $59,900 MSRP here in Australia, which is the cheapest I've ever seen this car in Australia. So all included features include the pearl white paint, 18-inch aero wheels, and all black partial premium interior, and autopilot is included as well. Once you add the delivery fee and order fee, the total comes in at $61,425 inclusive of GST. And if you look at the wording on the New South Wales Electric Vehicle Strategy website, it does say that the threshold for all these prices, whether it be the rebate or the stamp duty relief, it's always inclusive of GST in the final price. So this is the figure I'm going to work with here, that subtotal before all the on-roads. So at $61,425, it really does clear this $68,750 threshold quite easily. And in fact, you do also get this $2,175 relief from the stamp duty. So let's take a look at the calculations once you take into account those rebates. So the final price, $64,648 drive away, which is what I've used here, minus $21.75, which is the New South Wales stamp duty, minus $3,000, which is the rebate here because it clears that price threshold, $68,750, quite easily. you'd get a total of $59,473 if you buy a white Model 3 Standard Range Plus after the 1st of September 2021, which means this is the cheapest Tesla Model 3 ever available in Australia. And New South Wales is going to be offering the cheapest Tesla Model 3 as it stands after the 1st of September at $59,473, the first brand new Tesla under $60,000. So that's really good news if you're looking at buying an electric vehicle here in Australia. However, you are subject to the road usage charge, so past 2027, you have to pay 2.5 cents per kilometre, but having saved $5,175 with the stamp duty rebate and the $3,000 rebate, you're good to go for 207,000 kilometres past 2027. So that is the trade-off. You do pay the road usage charge, but because you've saved so much already, you'll essentially quote-unquote break even after 207,000 kilometres, which is basically about 10 years worth of driving on average. So I can hear you saying there, what if I don't want a white SR Plus? What if I want a different color? What if I want different options? Do I still qualify for this stamp duty and $3,000 rebate? Well, never fear, because with this next slide, I've got this red SR Plus here and all the options included. So let's have a look at this box here. The red multi-code paint, $2,900, 19-inch sport wheels, $2,200, and the black and white partial premium interior for another $1,500. So this is pretty much the most optioned Model 3 SR Plus available. And it still falls under this threshold because it comes in at $68,025, which means that it falls under the $68,750. So that's really good news. You still qualify for all these rebates, even with a fully optioned Model 3 SR Plus, because then there's a rebate on the stamp duty, $2,505, and also the $3,000 rebate as well for the first 25,000 cars, which means that the final price, $71,578, minus those discounts, comes in at $66,073 for a fully optioned Model 3 SR Plus. Of course, you are subject to a road usage charge past 2027 at 2.5 cents per kilometre, but never fear, again, with a discount of $5,505, you're pretty much good to go for 220,200 kilometres past 2027, which is about 11 years worth of driving. So going back to my original video from April 2021, as you can see, I was really excited at a sub $70,000 Model 3, but looking back now, even at a fully optioned Tesla Model 3 with these rebates, you're going to get a red SR Plus with sport wheels and a white interior for $66,000. So you can see how much of a difference 3 months has made here in Australia. Alright, so let's have a look at scenario 2B. Now, what if you don't want an SR Plus? What if that 440 kilometers worth of range is not enough for you? What if you need a long range car for the daily commute or for the long road trips you want to take? Well, never fear, because even though you may not qualify for that $3,000 rebate because it's over the threshold for all variants, at this stage, because the prices have dropped across the board, you will still qualify for this second scenario, this 2B scenario, where all electric vehicles under $78,000 as of the 1st of September 2021 will not be subject to stamp duty here in New South Wales. However, you do have to pay the road usage charge past 2027 at 2.5 cents per kilometre. So let's have a look at the white Model 3 long range here in New South Wales. By the way, range is now, of course, WLTP, which means you get a more accurate real-world range of 580 kilometres. Okay, so the long range white Model 3 with all included options, including the 19-inch sport wheels and black premium interior, included autopilot, comes in at $74,925 once you take into account the delivery and order fee, and that slides very nicely under this $78,000 threshold. That means you get a discount of $28.50 from the stamp duty in New South Wales. That means you only pay $75,973 in New South Wales after the 1st of September when you take delivery of a white long-range Model 3. Of course, you are subject to the road usage charge after 2027, but because you've saved $28.50, divide that by 2.5 cents per kilometre, you're good to go for 114,000 kilometres, which is about 5 to 6 years worth of driving after 2027. And by the way, you might notice too, I've got this little thing up here which says no LCT or no luxury car tax, because the threshold in 2021 for a fuel efficient vehicle in Australia is $79,659, which means that even if you buy it today before the 1st of September 2021, no luxury car tax. Hooray! That's the first time I've seen long-range Model 3 slide under that luxury car tax threshold. So that's really good news here in Australia. A victory for electric vehicles. Okay, so let's take a look at a couple more options for the long-range Model 3. So what happens if you don't want white? What if you want red, for example? So the red Tesla Model 3 is $2,900 extra. Now people ask me all the time, why is red more expensive? Basically because they apply 3 coats of paint for the red. So you're paying for the extra coats of red paint. So for an extra $2,900, your vehicle subtotal becomes $77,825, which of course still slides under the $78,000 threshold. That means you'll still get a discount of $29.95 for stamp duty in New South Wales, bringing it to $78,873 once you remove that $29.95 from the final price of $81,868. But of course, the road usage charge still comes into effect post 2027, but because you've saved $29.95 in stamp duty, divide that by 2.5 cents per kilometre, you're good to go for 120,000 kilometres or thereabout, which is about 5 to 6 years worth of driving once again past 2027. And because this subtotal of 77,825 slides under the luxury car tax threshold in 2021, you don't have to pay any luxury car tax even if you buy the long-range Model 3 today. Great news once again. Now, aside from red, let's have a look at the other colours for the long range. So let's have a look at blue, black and silver. They are all $1,500 extra. And let's also include the white interior for the blue long range. This final price, $77,925, falls under the $78,000. So just under that threshold here in New South Wales, which means that you do get a discount of $3,000 in stamp duty, bringing the final price to $78,973 New South Wales if you buy post 1st of September 2021. And of course, that final price, $77,925, even if you buy it today, falls under the luxury car tax threshold in 2021. Now, what happens if you want to fully option a long-range Model 3 in red? So let's take a look at that scenario here. $2,900 extra for the red paint, $1,500 for the white interior. Unfortunately, this price of $79,325 does go over this $78,000 threshold, which means that you now fall under scenario 2C. After the 1st of September 2021, you do have to pay stamp duty of $3,070, but because you paid stamp duty in 2027, you are exempt from the road usage charge of 2.5 cents per kilometre. That means you paid that $3,070 in stamp duty today. That means you've got a free ride basically for the first 122,800 kilometres post 2027. And by the way, the fully optioned long-range Model 3 in red still falls under that luxury car tax threshold. See, $79,325, that falls under $79,659. So basically, all variants of the long-range Tesla Model 3, even the fully optioned red Tesla Model 3 long-range, is still luxury car tax exempt, which is really good news. Which begs the question, which is the first Tesla Model 3 that is subject to the luxury car tax in 2021, and that is the white Tesla Model 3 Performance with all included options. The vehicle subtotal is $86,425. That's the cheapest performance Model 3 here in Australia currently, and that does go over the luxury car tax $79,659, so it means you're paying $2,000 worth of luxury car tax. You're also paying $3,525 of the local stamp duty because this final price, $86,425, is over that $78,000 threshold. You do pay $3,525. However, you are then exempt from the road usage charge in 2027 of 2.5 cents per kilometre, which means that you've paid that road usage charge in stamp duty for the first 141,000 kilometres here in New South Wales. Alright guys, well that's basically my summary of the recent price changes here in Australia for the Tesla Model 3. Great news if you are looking to buy a new Tesla here in Australia. The prices really have dropped, and like I said, it was $70,000 for the cheapest Tesla Model 3 3 months ago in April 2021, but today in July 2021, if you wait till September, you can get a Tesla Model 3 for $59,000 as the prices stand, so essentially a $10,000 drop in New South Wales within the space of about 6 months between April and September. However, probably not so much good news if you just took delivery of a Tesla Model 3 and realizing that your car has quote-unquote depreciated in price with the recent price drops. I guess the reasons why I think the prices have dropped here in Australia, 3 reasons mainly. I think firstly, there have been cheaper production processes from the fact that Tesla Model 3 is now produced in Gigafactory Shanghai in China rather than Fremont, USA. So cheaper production means that Tesla has passed on the savings onto us consumers, which is really good news. Secondly, the New South Wales EV incentives come into effect on the 1st of September 2021, as I've outlined previously. So I think Tesla's just made adjustments to fit their cars into those brackets, those $3,000 rebates, and also the relief from stamp duty. And I think they've just adjusted their prices for most of the long-range variants to slide under that $78,000 threshold for stamp duty, and all of the Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus variants under the $68,000 bracket for the $3,000 rebate. And finally, and this is the most exciting reason why I think all the prices have dropped here in Australia, is the fact that I think the Tesla Model Y is coming very soon to our shores for Australia and New Zealand. And the fact that the prices have dropped, I think that's probably a good indicator as to the fact that it's coming very soon. Model Y has opened up in Hong Kong, as you know, the first right-hand drive market to open, and also it's opened up in most of Europe as well. So all the markets are opening outside of North America and China, which is very exciting. And I think once we see Britain open up, I think our market will open up very shortly as well. And the fact that they've reduced the Tesla Model 3 prices, I think generally speaking, the Tesla Model Y is about $5,000 to $6,000 equivalent more expensive in other markets. So I think we could probably see the Model Y prices released very soon on the Tesla website. So certainly keep an eye out. And if I see anything, I will certainly tweet that on Twitter. And also probably make a video as soon as the prices drop as well. So stay tuned and keep subscribed to my channel. Alright guys, well that is my video today. If you enjoyed that, please give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. And of course, subscribe if you've not done so already yet. And leave a comment below if you think you are now ready to buy a Tesla Model 3, given the price drops here in Australia, and particularly New South Wales with those extra rebates and incentives. Alright guys, stay safe, and until the next video, happy charging.